Hello, my name is Kaori Lambarena, and in this video, I am going to go through my book for Dr. Campbell's class. The book I'm going to go over is The American Independence of 1676. This is what it looks like. It's pretty plain. It has only like a small drawing in the front that you can barely see, and it has the number 1676 with the author and then the call number with the publisher that is covered. Um, I got mine at the Cal Poly Pomona's library. This isn't my personal one. So my topic is the Bacon's Rebellion. The title of the book, like I said earlier, is The End of Independence, 1676. It was published on 1985. The publisher is Alfred A. Knopf, and the author is Stephen Webb. Stephen Saunders Webb. Stephen is a prominent historian and a very well-known author for his contributions to early American Anglo-American history, and he has won multiple awards and honors for his work through his academics and everything that he's been doing. Um, so, why did I choose this topic? I chose this topic because I've only heard a little bit about Bacon's Rebellion. I didn't really know too much about it. Um, so when I was looking through the all the topics, this one had just, stood out to me. Um, I know a little bit about it. I knew that it was a significant event in American history, obviously, and it's about the uprising in colonists against British colonial power, and Nathaniel Bacon had led it. Um, the second question is, what is the main argument of the book? So Stephen argues about Indian insurrection and civil war, which was after King Philip's War and Bacon's Rebellion. It had led to the colonies losing their autonomy and becoming English provinces. Through so throughout the years, the colonists were going to shape the rest of the events, which would reflect the complex relationships between the colonies back then. And Stefan would continue to talk about the events that reflect, or the events that intertwined with the development of American political institutions. Um, what other topics are explored in this book? So there's a bunch of topics that are throughout this whole book. It's on, I had to read a lot about it, but a couple of them are the York River Campaign, which was a union to capture Confederate capital of Richmond, Virginia. Uh, this was led by General George B. McClellan. There was also the Berkeley's Revenge, which was the governor's violent crackdown on Bacon's followers. You have the Bristol Conference, which was a meeting in England after Bacon's rebellion that had merchants and officials debating its causes and abuses of Governor Berkeley. You have the domestic imperialist, which was the term to describe uh, an English art, artist and military officers who expand royal power. You have the Anglo-Aquarian, which was the idea that English colonial power in North America was sustained through alliance with the Inglorious Confederacy. And then the last one I have is the government of Dukes uh, which was the form of rule that was established in New York after it was taken from the Dutch. I can't remember the year, but it's somewhere in the 1600s. Um, did the author successfully accomplish the goals set out in the work? So Stefan accomplished his main goal. Um, Stefan showed that Britain imperial system in America was shaped and sustained by military governors rather than colonial independence or democracy. He provided multiple perspectives that helped him back up his arguments. Stefan told the story about Bacon's rebellion and other significant events that had led up to it. He taught about what was going through the war and what was the aftermath and how it affected others. Um, and then the last question is describe your experience in finding and reading this book. So finding this book took me a little bit of time, not that much, but it took me quite some time. I went to the library after class with Mia, and we headed towards the sixth floor. Um, Once we were there, we headed towards the computers, and we were trying to be quiet because it was the seventh floor. But we were typing really quietly, and then she found her book pretty fast, and she was kind of just waiting on me. Uh, I was looking, I had the topic, and then it was showing me a bunch of movies and articles, which wasn't what I really wanted, but I had like try to like dough it down or file it down to 5 books, and then they didn't have the name Bacon's Rebellion, so I had to look through the summary and see which one had the most information for me to do this project. Um, and then this was the book that had the most information. So we went to go get Mia's first because hers was the closest. And so we found hers first. She had some time trying to find it, but she picked one. She was gonna get two, but she got one. And then after me, we went across the other side of the library, and then we were trying to find mines, which took also a little bit of time, but I had eventually found it. It was only 2 books. I found this one, and then I grabbed it, and it had a lot of dust on it, which was really funny because it's been sitting there for quite some time to collect that much dust. And then once I got my book, we headed down to the second floor, and we um checked it out. I didn't have my card on me, so I had to like go sign up manually and then showed her it. So then that was that. And reading the book, it took me quite some time. I mean, it is a pretty lengthy book. I mean, as you can see, it's like has a lot of oh, has a lot of words. So it took me quite some time, and I had to take notes throughout uh reading so I can memorize most of the information. But overall, I learned quite a lot, and I have some notes written down, hopefully that are important and are good. And the other half of the question is, we now live in a time where AI promises answers within seconds on virtually any topic. What types of experiences are lost when we only rely on digital searches for research? So people now use AI to and other websites to find answers right away. ChatGPT is one of them, and it takes away the ability to do any real research on their own. Most people would look up an answer and assume it's right off of the first link or whatever answer they see, but sometimes it could be wrong and it doesn't have all the information there, or people don't do enough um, looking into finding the right information. So, like, in the book, uh, people have done multiple have done so much research and took so much time into creating a book and have different perspectives, so they can have So it's just more, and it's more retainable to get information out of this. But overall, we shouldn't rely on AI for everything because we could lose the sense to learn topics and retain information. So that is my video.